Welcome back. I'm your host, Darnell Jackson. In this crypto report, we're going to be talking about the Poly network hack. And we're going to be clarifying a lot of the misnomers. And we have a breaking news update on this story. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to your favorite channel on YouTube, Darnell Jackson Crypto. Shout out to the subscribers. Okay, let's jump over to the agenda. This story almost broke the internet. The Poly promise. Why admin keyed cryptos go to zeros. I should put an S on there. That sounds a little bit better. Let's do that. Because you know, in crypto, there's lots of zeros. Shout out to you Shiba folks. And that is what we're talking about today. Why admin keyed cryptos fall flat on their heads. All right, let's jump over to the headlines. We're going to get into a detailed video in this report, so stay tuned for that. Right now, the headlines are reporting what has happened, which everyone is aware at this point, and they're now trying to figure out how they did it. This is a report from Decrypt by Jeff Benson. He's talking about how did the Poly network hackers steal 600 million. Security experts are pointing fingers. Was it an inside job? Was it poor private key management? We still don't quite know what happened. That's not good. That's not good. Over 7 hours after it was first reported, details about an exploit that nabbed 600 million in digital assets have been slow to emerge. So this is the story here. According to initial analysis by China-based security auditor BlockSec, which it cautioned it had not yet verified, the theft could be the result of either the leakage of the private key that is used to sign the cross-chain message or a bug in the signing process of the Poly network that has been abused to sign a crafted message. Now, right there, the idea that there could be a bug in sophisticated software that will allow signing, that there's no way that's a bug. That would have to be something that's built into the software. A bug causes the software to crash. It doesn't give you features. And this is the challenge. I always remind people, when you talk about online security, there's all of this confusion. You've got to remember who is watching the admins. My background, believe it or not, even though I am today a landscaper, I, for several years, was a network administrator. I'm a systems engineer by trade. And one of the jobs I did was network administration. And we would always set up all of these amazing security intensive networks to protect incredibly valuable data. But at the same time, the admins would always have access to everything. And we could change, delete, provide access to accounts that only we knew about, right? Who was there to watch us? And you're seeing the same thing in this case right here. Back to the story. Blockchain security team Slow Mist says that's not exactly what happened. Instead, it says the attacker took advantage of a flaw in a smart contract function to change its keeper, rerouting the flow of funds to the attacker's own address. It is not the case that the event occurred due to the leakage of the keeper's private key, it reported. Well, Poly Network retweeted the blog post while Gupta strongly disagreed with Slow Miss, suggesting either gross impotence or corruption. So this is what's going on. This has been reported. $600 million transferred to 3 addresses. In the meanwhile, it is unclear whether the attacker will be able to use the funds. Poly Network has also asked miners of affected blockchain and crypto exchanges to blacklist tokens from the exploiter's address. In response, Tether said it froze 33 million in USDT connected to the attack. Now hold on a second. That's not good. So now you have a centralized entity shutting down money. That's not good. You know, it looks like we're going to learn a lot about the industry from this hack. Tether, who has already been exposed by CoffeeZilla, has frozen 33 million just so because they heard about this hack, they just say, okay, we're going to freeze these. So that means they have the ability to freeze your funds if they want. So what's going to make them want to freeze your funds? This is not the intended, this is not what decentralization is all about. That's actually centralization. That's the same thing as Tether's playing the what would Bank of America do game. Okay, so let's check some other headlines. Now that we know that the hack has happened, people are asking, how did it happen? What are the investors saying about it? Here's an article on DeFi from Blockworks. The broader cryptocurrency market did not seem to have a significant reaction to the hack. Bitcoin and ETH dipped slightly initially following the news, but were both trading in the green later in the day on Tuesday. Okay, in the largest hack, 600 million is gone, and investors obviously are concerned. I don't think anybody cares. It's not good, and it's going to obviously lead to people being more cautious, said Daniel Mack, co-founder of CMS Holdings. But here's the reality of it. It's pretty risky section of a risky chunk of our industry. It's a cross-chain product. These are the riskiest of the risky places. All right. So investors are now looking at this. What happened was the hackers exploited Poly Network on DeFi exchanges, Polygon, Ethereum, and Binance Smart Chain. Poly Network is a cross-chain protocol for swapping tokens across various blockchains. Cross-chain protocols acts as a way to connect different blockchains and enable transfers between protocols, acting as a bridge. All right. Now I'm going to get to the video that will explain this a little bit more. He's talking about a need for improvement for those concerned with the current security of DeFi protocols. Experts agree that there are areas in need of improvements. All right, so let's jump over to another story. I want you to see what is the latest on this story. So breaking news here from you today. Hacker behind 611 million DeFi heist is ready to return the stolen funds. In a message embedded in their Ethereum transaction, the hacker behind the Poly Network heist said that they were ready to return the stolen funds. They initially floated the idea of creating a decentralized, autonomous organization to let the audience decide the fate of the ill-gotten cryptocurrency fortune. The hacker indicated that they were not so interested in the money after pulling off the biggest attack in the history of DeFi. Now the person behind the heist is no longer willing to create a DAO, that's a decentralized What is the acronym for DAO? Let's make sure I get that right. I'll post that in the comments, all right? And so they said here, okay, let's get back to where I was. Okay, now that the person behind the heist is no longer willing to create a DAO in order to become an eternal legend. In a desperate move, Poly Network penned a letter that starts with "Dear Hacker," pleading with the attacker to return the stolen millions. It's incredible. Here's the text to that letter. But I'm gonna jump over to Twitter so you can see a picture of that. Let's jump over here real quick so you can see this. And here's a tweet that was reshared. And here's the tweet here you can see on the screen. "Dear Hacker, we are the Poly Network team. We want to establish communication with you and urge you to return the hacked assets. The amount of money you hacked is the biggest one in the DeFi history. Law enforcement in any country will regard this as a major economic crime and you will be punished. It is very unwise for you to do any further transactions. The money you stole are from tens of thousands of crypto community members, hence the people. You should talk to us to work out a solution." And this is signed Poly Network team. Now, they are definitely not in a position to leverage with that kind of message. And here are some other comments on this hack. All right. And obviously, Twitter is going to have fun with this type of news. So here's another tweet. "Poly Network has urged miners to stop trading and to blacklist crypto exchanges Binance, Huobi Global, OKX, and Coinbase Pro." Very interesting. Very interesting. But here's the tip here. Always diversify. Never hold all your savings in one wallet, right? You wouldn't want to put all your money in one wallet. Some people got hurt, and that's why they put their money all in one place. Okay, now, here's what I want to do now to get you to really understand what's happening with this. We're going to jump over to YouTube. And I want to play a couple clips. This is Richard Hart. So we're going to play a couple clips so you can get the raw take on what's happening with this hack.
Yes, the admin keys were compromised, or it was an inside job. And so a 3 of 4 multi-sig went and stole $611 million of people's money. Now, who warns you about admin keys? This guy.
It's the first time I heard.
Who tells you not to pick up pennies in front of freight trains because you might get hit by the train? This guy. And how many people have been saved? I'm out here saving people from the influencers that they're listening to.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
Guy named Box Mining, YouTuber, talks a lot of trash, shills garbage, promotes things that gets his users wrecked. Not his first time getting rug pulled, not his first time getting admin keyed. He doesn't learn. He's an ignorant fool that costs lots of people millions of dollars. It's my job to save people from influencers like him. So he got wrecked. I saved his tweet here. Now, obviously, he has me blocked, as so many people do, because I speak truth while he scams. So let's take a look. Let's check out his tweet. Box Mining, homie, I try to save you. I try to save your people. You don't listen, so now you're wrecked. Now, a lot of people message me and say, Richard, there's a time and a place for saying I told you so. Yeah, you know when that time and place is? Now, today. Wow. Because a lot of you guys that are watching the stream right now, you guys are still at risk because you won't listen.
Are you ready to listen? Make sure you subscribe to Richard Hart's channel. Just click right there and click right there. This is the inventor of Hex and Pulse. And he's been called a lot of names, but he has obviously, his products have not had these problems. And his advice is becoming more and more relevant. He has been always talking about any crypto with admin keys. His products do not have admin keys. That means some centralized person can manipulate the technology that's the currency. He doesn't have that with Hex and Pulse.
You give your private keys to other people. You give your private keys to people that say they're going to give you yield. You give your private keys to people that say, give us all your money and we'll give you a little bit of return. And then you hope and you beg and you pray, please, please let me get my principal back. And please let me get a little bit of...
So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to the part where he's talking about Matic. Now, because of the names is very similar, I'm going to tell you, I bet a lot of people mistake Polygon for this situation. I'm going to jump up to those comments. Richard Hart.
In Matic, first of all, this was not a Matic hack. This was a project called Poly Network, who was a, quote, bridge project and had a lot of coins on BSC, Matic, and Ethereum. And so when that bridge had its admin keys either inside jobbed or actually hacked, 3 separate admin keys, 3 of 4 multi-sig, lol, it stole $611 million across those 3 networks. Now, specifically what happened to poor, silly, wrecked little boy box mining was that he was yield farming in a thing. And then that thing had put its money in another thing. And then that thing had used the bridge, and then the bridge got hacked, and then blah, 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 blah. He lost all his money. Or, to be specific, a large portion of his money.
All right, so there you have it from Richard Hart. Okay? Admin keys are not good. They're almost like a stealth way for the people behind a project to steal your money. Post in the comments if you agree or disagree. And he's warning people that are investing in these projects with centralized admin keys. So watch this video from Richard Hart and get more information on what he's talking about. I wanted to share that with you. Now what I want to do is I'm going to jump over to Polygon, which has been obviously a lot of people probably mistaken this and thought that it wasn't Poly Network. They confused Polygon with Poly Network. Anyway, this is not a negative, this is not a positive thing, so you'd expect a negative reaction, but you can see the price has just shot up for Polygon. It was around 116 at the time that this news was released, probably closer to, actually it was the 10th today, so it was down around here, maybe $1 and change. Now it's up to $1.23. So Polygon has responded positively to this news. Is it short term? Is it going to crash tomorrow? That'll be for you to tell us. Thank you for checking out this video. I want to thank everybody for liking this video. If you didn't like the video, make sure you start watching all these other videos until you find one you like. And if you don't find one that you like, share the videos you watched with somebody else, with somebody who will like them. Until tomorrow, one.